In today's gin review video, I'm featuring one of my favourite all-time gins. This is Poetic License Northern Dry Gin. So if you want to know what it tastes like, how it's made, and what tonic water I recommend serving this with, then please stay tuned. I'd just love to give a really quick shout out to show sponsors Drink Stuff. They are your go-to online retailers for all this cool kind of glassware, statement glassware, tiki ware and barware, or whether you're looking for some really stylish cocktail shakers or bartending equipment. This is one of my favourite pieces of equipment. This is my Precision measure, lined at 5mm increments on both sides, a double and the single. Helps me be really accurate when I'm making cocktails. I've been trading with Drink Stuff since 2001, some 18 years now. I cannot recommend them highly enough. So whether you're running pubs, bars, hotels or restaurants, or whether you're looking for that really cool birthday or Christmas present, check out my affiliate link stblive.uk/drinkstuff, and that will help me to keep producing these videos. The other people I'd love to give a quick shout out to are these guys, Drinks by the Dram from Master of Malt. If you ever wanted to try a new gin, a new rum, a new whiskey or a big expensive cognac but didn't want to shell out on a whole bottle just in case you didn't like it, well, Drinks by the Dram makes this possible. If you follow my affiliate link stblive.uk/dram, that will take you to the start page where you can go about building your own little tasting box. The drams are little 30ml samples, cost anywhere between £2 right up to £10, £12, £15 for the big expensive £100, £150 cognacs. So really cheaply, this box cost me £17, delivered next day. So if you want to try something new, go and check out stblive.uk/dram. Go head over to the start page and build your first box today. Right, this week's question of the video. I want to know how much you paid for the last gin and tonic that you had out. So in the comments below, let me know how much it was, what the actual gin and tonic was, and how big the serve was. Was it a single or double? Now, the reason why I asked this question is I've noticed recently that gin and tonics are hitting about 20 odd pounds for a double measure. Now in my head, I think that is absolutely ludicrous, especially when it costs about £3. If we're being honest, all right, some gins maybe £3.50, including the ice and the garnish and a tonic. And I just can't get my head around this, because in the same bars they're selling cocktails for about £11 or £12. So why is it nearly almost double for a gin and tonic that takes half the amount of time to make and probably costs about half the amount as well? Why gin and tonic suddenly double? So in the comments below, let me know how much you paid for the last gin and tonic, whether it was single or double, and what gin and tonic was it, what brand and what tonic. So let me know, comments below. Welcome back, gin fans. Today, as I mentioned, I'm talking about one of my all-time favourite gins, and I don't make that statement lightly. I fell in love with this a couple of years ago, and it is still probably close to being my out and out favourite normal gin. This is Poetic License. This is their Northern Dry. Poetic License are based right the way up in Sunderland near Newcastle. It's 43.2% gin. It's about £35. Amazon, I'll stick an affiliate link in the show notes below where you can get that from. But I'm really happy as well, because these guys, it's been quite hard to get these gins down south, but now they're really getting out there. And I've noticed my local Morrison's in Cambridge, or just outside of Cambridge, my local Morrison's now carries this as well. So you guys that are watching me locally, you can now get out there and try Poetic License gins. Just amazing gin. Honestly, I really urge you to go and try it. So let me tell you a bit about Poetic License. They've been on my radar now for about, I'd say close to about 2.5, maybe 3 years. I can't remember which show I met them at first, but I remember their old head distiller Luke. I think it was IFE, which would have been about 3 years ago now at the time of shooting. I think it was IFE, but instantly fell in love with their products, whichever show it was at. They've got 3 core products. They've got this one, their Northern Dry. They've got their Old Tom Gin, which is a fantastic Old Tom style of gin, and they've got their Graceful vodka as well, and Graceful is named after their still Gracie, which I'll tell you about in a second. So as well as their 3 core products, they've also got a couple of what I would call seasonal products as well, one of which I've already featured on this channel. They've got their Fireside Gin, which was one of the best sort of winter comfort gins you'll ever try as well. And they've got their really fun and fruity summertime gin as well. It's called their Picnic Gin. I think it originally came out as strawberries and cream maybe, but I've always known it as Picnic Gin. Normally comes out through the summer. It's a proper gin, it's not a liqueur or anything like that, but just their Picnic strawberries and cream. That's really cool. But something I really felt, and this is where I really started to take note of Poetic License as well as a distillery, because they cottoned on to something really cool. You struggle in this day and age, because gin is huge, you struggle just to survive with 1, maybe 2 core products, unless they are absolutely banging phenomenal products that just take off nationally by storm. But what Poetic License did very cleverly, I think this has been going on for about 2 years now, is release something called the Rarities range. They just do it when they feel like it. Normally about 4 come out a year. The big sort of few that I took note of was the Espresso Gin that I mentioned before. The Espresso Rarity sold out even before it went to market. That's how popular that was. Ones that I've also had was a Cherry and Basil Gin. That's probably going back a couple of years now. And a Tutti Frutti one from last summer as well. And that had nectarines and peaches and kiwi fruits and God knows what other fruit went into that as well. I didn't get involved in the agave one. I'm not a huge... The thing that put me off about that was I'm not a huge tequila fan. And I just, whether rightly or wrongly, I don't know. But I didn't really get involved in that one, so I missed that one, but I'm really looking forward to the next Rarity, which apparently is coming out really soon. So if you like the sound of that, then go and check out Poetic License for their Rarities, because they do some really cool stuff. And as a brand, we're not finished there either, because what they added, I think this was 2017, but what they added was 4 really fun and really cool gin liqueurs. Now, I'm not talking your stereotypical rhubarb and ginger or raspberry or anything like that, which normal distilleries do. No, these guys have pulled something new and quirky out of the bag. 2 I always forget the flavours, I can never remember. Blackcurrant and ginger, and sarsaparilla. I don't know why I forget those 2, but my attention always goes to the other 2, which is St Clement's, which works amazingly well with that in a kind of fruitier gin and tonic. But the other one is the salted baked apple and salted caramel. That is absolutely lovely. So that's kind of their product portfolio. They've got a whole brewing arm and a pub arm as well to them, but I'm not going to get into talk about that. I'm here today just to talk about this, the Northern Dry Gin. And to give you some sort of idea of the size of their operation, they've got Gracie, which is their beloved 500 litre copper pot still. And she bangs out about 100,000 bottles of product a year. Now, I mentioned they do vodka as well, so I wasn't just going to say gin. But 100,000 bottles, that is a hell of a lot. Now, there's a caveat to this, because the lovely Joe and Mark put me in touch with Joe. Hey guys. Joe sent me kind of the information pack last night, just so I could have a read through. Now, they are in the process of buying a new still, a 2,000 litre still, which is going to help them up production to 1.5 million bottles a year. That is absolutely bonkers. 1.5 million bottles from a little distillery up in Sunderland is absolutely huge. But when I tell you about the sort of market that they're in at the moment, yes, they're in the GB, but I know Luke, when he was with them, went over to Japan last year, so they're out there in Japan. China, South Africa now are taking this on, and they're looking to break Australia as well. So currently, these guys, this brand, this is why I love them so much, because their products speak for themselves. They are just absolutely amazing. So well done there, guys. So with the Northern Dry, they're quite secretive about the botanicals that they use in there. Whether that's right or wrong, that's up for you guys to decide. Some distilleries like to put it out there, others don't. There's no right or wrong. Who cares as long as it tastes really good? That's my own personal opinion with that. But they do say they use 13 botanicals in there, and they do tell you that they use juniper, green cardamom, peppers, and citrus. Now I know one, or maybe the citrus. As I say, I don't know how many different types of citrus, but I know one of the citrus is Persian limes that go into there. And I also know that one of the pepper in there is cubeb peppers as well. Or I say I know. I'm pretty sure that I've someone's told me that. I don't know 100%, but Persian cubeb peppers. But I also think there's 4 different types of peppers in there. This is just the rumours going around. And also, again, I don't know whether this is right or wrong, but I did overhear another bartender. This was at a show last year. Another bartender proclaimed that he knew that there was rose petals and vanilla in there. I don't get rose petals. I don't get vanilla when I taste it. But who knows? Who knows what goes in there? As I say, the 4 that they claim is juniper, green cardamom, pepper and citrus, and really that's all you need to know. So they take their botanicals, they go about hand crushing them to release all the flavours, and then they'll macerate it in their neutral spirit inside Gracie before. How long that they do that for, I don't know, but they're macerated or steeped, whatever you want to call it, so the sort of flavours are oozing out into the neutral spirit, and then Gracie is fired up to do her stuff. Now, to get a liquid tasting this good, they are very particular about what they take off the still. They only really take off the heart of the liquid. They don't worry about the heads or anything like that. I saw a little flow diagram that Joe sent over yesterday about that. I'm not a distiller. I don't get too technical about all this stuff, but bits went back and God knows what. But they only take off the hearts because they can. The part of the head distiller or the master distiller's role is nosing it and tasting it to tell you when the botanicals are at their absolute best. So that crucial heart of the liquid is what is taken off, and that is how this gin is formed. Right, let's get on to my favourite bit. You guys want to know what it tastes like and what it mixes well with. So let's try some. Now I'm going to crack the bottle. Now, couple of notes. I obviously get the juniper and the cardamom coming off there as well, but the note that I always seem to think, and I don't know whether there's grapefruit in it or not, I really don't know, but I seem to always think that I can really smell and taste grapefruit in this. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm normally pretty useless at picking out flavours that I can't really tell, but just something in me makes me think there's I don't know, but it's just such a lovely smelling gin. You see, just by nosing it, you can tell it's one of these gins that's going to make a really good gin and tonic or martini. You know, for the first smell, you think there's not going to be a huge bite to this. It's a lovely kind of creamy sort of mouthfeel to it. It's an exceptional liquid. Big, bold, punchy juniper comes and hits you in the face. The cardamom, really get a nice taste of cardamom down there, but then the finish, and this is what I love about this, the finish is long and it's lingering, kind of goes from peppery to fruit, bit of kind of bit perfumey if you want to, but it's just that fruit. I really think, for me, I really think there's grapefruit in there. That's what I taste. I don't know whether there's grapefruit in there. It's just a stunning gin. Now, you guys want to know what my preferred tonic water serve is for this, right? Let's twist this round so we get the close-ups on there. Which one are we going for first? In first, my preferred tonic water serve is this one, a Double Dutch. I think I don't get me wrong, it works very, very well with Fever Tree and with Schweppes 1783. But I just think I love the Double Dutch with this one. I've tried it a few times, a few different tonic waters. I just think that's a really good combination. So Double Dutch, normal Indian tonic water is my first one there. My second and quirky one is this one. I actually made this up the other day and I was drinking this last week sometime. This is Franklin's and Sons. Again, we'll put it on there for the close-up. Franklin's and Sons Pink Grapefruit and Bergamot tonic water. That for me works exceptionally well as well. Kind of a different gin and tonic. Obviously the Double Dutch, that's the one where you're going to taste the gin in its entirety and how you're supposed to taste the gin. But the whole thing, the whole brand, Poetic license, they want you to drink it how you want to drink it, you know. So that works well, which brings me on to my kind of third preferred serve. And this is something I was drinking the other day as well. This is something I put on my Instagram. Because if you don't like tonic water, but if you like the sound of that whole pink grapefruit thing, this is brilliant with this. I really love this. This is San Pellegrino's grapefruit. They're Pompelmo, however you say that. But that's San Pellegrino's grapefruit. And those two, hand in hand, is a non-tonic serve. Just out of this world, just really, really nice. That, interestingly, is really good with quite a lot of gins. But as I say, but for my, because I really love this gin and what it stands for, I'm going to go traditional on this. This is going to be my serve. This is what I'm going to make. I'm going to make this in my favourite gin and tonic glass from Drink Stuff. This is their really cool. It's just sort of like about 13, 14 ounce glass in there. Double measure. It's I'm filming this on St. Piran's Day. I should really have done a Cornish gin today, but my admin failed me. I didn't have a Cornish gin, so I'm going completely the opposite end of the country. We're having a Sunderland gin. I'm going to go Double Dutch. Just going to pour that in there. That should give me perfect ratios. There we go. Double measure, just under 2/3. And then I'm going slice of pink grapefruit. That is my preferred serve. Let's hopefully that lines that up there for the close-up. Let's get on and try it. Oh. Amazing. Such, I've said it how many times in this video, such a lovely gin and tonic. Cheers, Poetic License. Keep up the awesome work. I cannot wait to see what your next rarity is. Thank you very much for watching right to the end of this video. If you like what I talk about, if you like the sort of stuff that I do, then I would love it if you hit that magical subscribe button. And if you want to go a step further, hit the bell icon and that will notify you every time I put a new video live. If you want to follow me on a daily basis, then Instagram is my big platform. Hit me up at Steve the Barman. You can hit me up in the DMs there and I'll get back to you as soon as I can with messages or comments. Or if you want to follow my daily stories or post where I talk about events and something really cool that I've got going on called Tonight's Tipple, where I showcase new drinks and drinks inspiration, then I would love it if you follow me there on Instagram at Steve the Barman. That's it for this video. I'll catch you next time.